I remember when I crossed the six-figure line, let me say that, because it was more than 100,000. And I was doing my taxes and I was looking, I was like, oh my God, it was like $176,000, something like that. The first thing I did was call my mom and was like, how much money do you make a year? That was the first thing I did. Let me tell you how much money I made this last year. And at that point in time, I had not made more than her just yet. So she was like, oh yeah, I make more than that. But now I make multiple six figures. And so I do get to make more money than her. I'm on my way to. So I have made over seven figures in totality. This particular year, I will probably, most likely, we will see cross the seven figures in a full year. And so I'm super geeked and excited about that. But there's multiple ways to do this, right? Some of it is strategy, some of it is business, some of it is real estate, some of it is insurance. Sometimes it's with your significant other. It's the person that you're with. You don't have to make $1 million by yourself, right? So it could be the mindset, but it also can be some of the work that you are doing in your business, right? I'm going to throw this back to Madonna really quickly. As with the real estate background, as well as insurance and the taxes, I think you talked about, what would you say is one of the better ways, or I hate to use the word quickest when we're talking about money because it makes it sound like it's a gimmick or it's fast, but so let's say one of the better ways or one of the most successful ways to get to $1 million?
I don't know if I would call it successful or whatever, but knowing what I know from both fields, the basis should always be insurance. Insurance can protect your income. When you have a policy that is properly structured and funded, that is your bank. You can use your insurance policy if you have an index universal life that is properly structured and funded. That is your bank. And you can use that bank to buy your real estate. Why are you going to pay an interest rate of a loan from a bank of 16% or above when if you have, again, I keep saying it must be properly structured and funded. If you have a properly structured and funded index universal life, you are borrowing from yourself. You're paying a certain interest for borrowing your money, but you're also earning interest on that money that you've borrowed because it's still there. So it's a wash. When I say it's a wash, I mean you're not paying anything. So your first million, and I was speaking about the index universal life, but believe it or not, you can have your first million in this lifetime if you have a term living benefit that has a death benefit of over $1 million. Now, with a term living benefit, you have to have a chronic, critical, or terminal illness, a critical injury, or Alzheimer's. And if you qualify financially and health-wise to have a term living benefits policy, should anything happen to you, a medical professional, and it's only a medical professional dealing with your personal case, will notify the insurance company, and you will be advanced tax-free because you've already paid your taxes on that. You will be advanced tax-free up to 90% of your death benefit that you do not have to pay back. They do not tell you what to do with that money, and you can do whatever you want. So obviously, your death benefit has to be over $1 million for you to have to get to that 1 million, because they always leave something behind in case you die within that term, and your family can use that to bury you. So that's why I say you can't just have a $1 million death benefit, because you won't get that 4 million. But say you have a 1.2 or 1.5, because each policy goes up to 2 million. You can have as many policies as you want, but each policy goes up to 2 million. So should you have one of those injuries or illnesses and they advance you, you're having money that you can do whatever you want with tax-free. So that's literally how you can get it within this lifetime.
That's good. That's a good word for any. So whether you are a business owner, entrepreneur, you go to work every day, you too can have $1 million direct through insurance. Now, I'm going to ask Dr. Alicia, because I believe, and you can say what you say, but you believe we have a difficult time talking about life insurance. and death and money, right? We, my mom has multiple insurance policies for me and my sisters, and her reasoning is if something were to happen to her, and she was taken out soon, she wants to make sure that we are taken care of, that her grandchildren are taken care of. She has stuff put into a trust to make sure that all of the kids' college is paid for. And so she's thinking about her legacy and the wealth that happens afterwards. But we know, we see all too well celebrities and different people who pass away, and the finances, their wealth is either dispersed or it's eaten up or it's dried up or people are fighting about it because they didn't have these conversations about wealth.